bounce around a little bit. We're extremely happy to be back in Texas. Winters in Iowa. So we've been there. Summers down here don't have anything on winter up there. All right, so competition. We've heard a lot of coaches kind of talk about competition. This is one of our circle drills. We do it every day in practice. We got Coach, you kind of talking about a little bit last night there. You're talking about Urban Meyer. Coach Urban comes from Ohio State, so we brought a lot of the principles with us. Core values of our program. Competition is one of those things, and you got to have competition in everything you do. And we talk about being 1-0. That's a mentality we have in our program, and that's really you can look at it by rep, you can look at it by practice, you can look at a game. It's a 1-0 mentality is what we have in our program. But there is winners and losers in our program. For example, like in our agility workouts, if you're a winning team, you wear good gear. The next workout, we eat good meals. Okay, when we go upstairs and go to our dining hall, it's like this, it's split in half. 1/2 pizza, tablecloths, nice chairs, utensils, good food, lots of different drink selections, things like that. The other side, we have sports, we got shitty food. All right. Winners and losers. So it's circle drills competition thing we do every day. We keep winners and losers. We chart it. I pick them. I see them every day. Here we go. We do it right up a stretch. It's just old school. Line up in there and glide a little bit. Get close. And get after it. All right. Summer training goals for us. You heard a lot of coaches all kinds of say similar stuff. It is true. And I think it goes back to really why what your athletes are going to ask you. And I have no problem with this. And I've come from playing in the early, like in the late '80s in high school, when I graduated in the '90s. You never asked why. Now it's you're going to get asked why. And to me, it's okay. I get it. This is the way the kids are nowadays. So you got to adapt to it too. And so I'm the same way. So I tell our guys the whys all the time. I want them to know what's going on in our program. I want them to know why we do what we do. Heard some guys talk about ankle mobility. Heard some guys talk about edge pressure as far as how they stick and cut and things like that. And it's you're trying to. I always say you're trying to tell skill guys we want you to lift and have bigger about lifting like our bigs do, and then our bigs you got to be able to do what? Enjoy and go run. So you gotta explain stuff a lot and tell them why you do what you do. What the reasons are, what the goals are, what the objectives are. So you guys are all teachers. And I heard Noel talk about it a little bit as far as being a good teacher. I believe in that. My wife's a teacher. As a coach, you're a teacher. And so if you go into the classroom and you don't have a plan set up, there's not an objective for your students. They never know why they're doing the homework. They never know, how they're going to prepare for the test. So those are things that I think, when you talk about being a teacher and you talk about there is, you guys do it, you live it every day because you are teaching in the classroom and you are held accountable by tests and grades and things like that, along with having to win and lose. So it's a much tougher job than what I have. But basically our summer training goals, talk about getting them prepared, and I look at like block by block. The winter off-season program is a preparation foundation to everything we do, from a mentality standpoint, competition standpoint. Our technique, what we start off with, and that's a foundation of the whole 2015 season. All right, January that happened. Okay, and then you look at those cycles as you go. You're just bringing those cycles together as you prepare throughout the whole year. So really the way I look at it, I count it backwards. So I look back, so where we want to be at. That's our objective. We want to be playing in a January bowl, all right? You guys want to be playing late into December, all right? So when I look at that stuff, how I do it is I count it backwards, all right? So I look at where I want to go, where I want to be for my annual yearly plan, and I work myself backwards to January. So that's how I kind of set it up. Similar to probably how you set your lesson plans up, same way. I saw one earlier where, it says, fail to plan plan to fail, right? And that's 100% true. So, so right now our summer training goals are to get them ready for camp, and you know that is true. And that's the same thing you're going to get ready to get into here pretty soon too with your summer conditioning plan. Is you're trying to get them ready for camp, 2 days, whatever it may be, singles, and whatever your demands are in practice. And that's really what we got to look at. So from a training side, I have to look at a strength coach. I have to know what our football program's philosophy is, and I have to know what our demands are to practice, what the what style of play we play with, what the body types are per position, what they look for, and what they want. So, you know, that's the one thing. Meal preparation, you know, accountability, you know, be honest, establish a routine. We talk about being a pro, all right? And routine, you know, I tell guys, if you're a 6 a.m. lift guy, be a 6 a.m. lift every day. All right, don't get out of the routine. Don't show up on Tuesday because you stayed up late studying for a test that you didn't prepare for. Don't come in at 1 o'clock. It screws up your whole routine for the day. And guys will see it too. Once they start kind of getting a routine of this is when I lift, this is when I train, this is the platform I'm on. You know, we talk about that stuff. Being a pro and setting yourself up for success in a day, going through a routine every day. So, you know, we talk about, you know, being at the facility a lot, you know, training. Our summer training program, you know, you'll hear people say, you know, we want them to have fun and be students, and that's true. We do, all right? But you give them too much time off. You know, it can be dicey a little bit. So, but we got to get them prepared for, you know, what's coming in the summertime and what's going to be, you know, expected of them in fall camp. So we work 5 days a week. What we work. We get the NCAA rules, a lot like UIL rules. You guys got to be off on Fridays. We got some similar rules. We got to give them mandatory 2 days off a week. We give them off Saturday and Sunday, mandatory. And then we got 5 other days. So we're working on those 5 other days in training. We can only work in an 8-hour week. That's what we have. Accountable hours. So, and we tell them all the time, just like in the fall, you have 20-hour work week. If you really think that you're just going to put 20 hours in and be successful, you're crazy. Just like an 8-hour work week, that's not going to happen. You're going to have to put more time in than just what's mandated. All right, the minimum is great. We want a little bit more than that. So, mental toughness. You know, we coach hard. We coach intense. We coach fair. You know, I tell them I treat my 2 sons very similar to the way I coach the guys. Probably my wife's a lot harder on my boys than I am. I'm like the fun dad, is what she says, you know. So, but I do. I think you know, being honest and being transparent and telling guys are doing a good job or telling guys are doing a shitty job, I think that's guys will respect that. And I say it all the time because I mean, like I said, you come from a different era and you got to think about this a little bit. And I tell the guys right when I get there in the first week I'm there, my first meeting, I tell them, respect is a 2-way street, you know, all right? And I got to earn their respect. They're going to have to, you know, earn mine, all right? And trust is the same way. But that respect is very hard to gain. Trust is very hard to gain, but easily lost, you know, in a heartbeat, right? So, you know, when we talk about being transparent and being honest with our guys and being brutally honest with them, you know, that's the way we are as far as how we coach. And we coach just like Noel talked about. I treat it, I played the sport, understand it. I treat training in the weight room just like you guys would out at practice with individuals or team or whatever it may be. It's the most important thing we're doing at that time. There is nothing else more important than what we're doing in our training session. And our coaching staff's the same way, our head football coach. I remember it was one of our first staff meetings. He told his coaching staff, don't bring your ass to Coach McKnight's weight room holding a cup of coffee. Don't come in there trying to have small talk with the players, because you sure as hell wouldn't want him walking out on the football field in the middle of individuals and do the same thing to you, would you? And they're all like, no. So he said, that's number one thing. So we treat the room, all right? I always have. I treat it like a practice every day. I treat it segmented, treat it very organized, and that's just the way we do stuff. And it fosters an ownership in that room. I call it, you know, it's alpha dog deal in there. territorial. You know what I mean? And it's theirs. They need to own that. So, so when they do come in there, like I said, they know there's a reason, there's a purpose. Every time they walk in that room, it's not just like Coach Bull said, it's a rainy day, we're going to come in there and do something different. There's no way in hell that's happening. They know on Wednesdays that's Big Squad Wednesday. They know that, all right? And then that's what it is all summer. And that's what it's been all winter. That's what it was in spring ball. That's the way we do things. So, having that type of, mentality and things like that, especially coming from the head man down and being unified with what we do from the head all the way down to our room, to the training room, to the equipment room, to whatever touches our players is crucial in your program. So, being 1-0, see it right there. We talk about it. Everything we do, the minute we start foam rolling, or the minute we start doing warm up, or pre-activity prep, or we're in the middle of a heavy squat day, squat set, you got to be 1-0. Have to be dialed in. You've got to be locked in, just like you would the minute you walk across the line and start practice. There's no way in hell the position coach should allow you, nor should we allow guys not to be focused and dialed in. So, and again, I kind of talked about the unification of our program, our staff. Goals. Speed, agility, conditioning goals for the summer. Basically, it's like I said, it's brick by brick, all right? And every day matters. And you've heard a lot of coaches in there talk about patterns, movement patterns, emphasizing those things, making sure that you're doing things right, and being in a routine. Those are crucial, all right? We talk about, in football, when you talk about, positioning, UAP, Universal Athletic Position, is what we call it, that's the football position, right? Now, I don't really care what position, staggered stance, getting ready to take a snap, running back, DB, wide out, LB, flat back, all right, straight torso position, feet screwed in the ground, all right, dug in there pretty good, ball to foot pressure, all right, and ready to uncoil, all right, with the hips. Now, that position of the positive shin angle, you've heard some of the coaches talk about shin angle a little bit, is crucial. That position there, all right? Now, all of a sudden, when you start really breaking that stuff down, this position is starting to be a hang clean, all right? It's also a broad jump position. It's also a staggered start position. My shin angle is the thing to look at. Does that make sense? Okay? And when I deadlift, deadlift. When I squat, I hinge. I start thinking about a little bit of positive shin angle, okay? So when I bent row, I'm there, all right? And all these things, okay, they stack upon themselves. And they really boil down to being able to get in that position and be in a great stance and being able to hold that. So that is bracing, all right? I heard Coach Jackson talk about a little bit about bracing, okay? When you do a wall drill, or if you do a falling start, if you sprint and work acceleration, okay? The key to acceleration, having that burstability that Coach Durfee talked about, is being able to hold the ankle. That's really it, okay? And so why do you do trunk work? Well, you do trunk work, obviously, to be able to hold those positions, but you better put some damn weight on your back and do some spinal loading also to be able to get those erectors strong, too. So that is what, we start talking about positions and things like that. When you train, and our wide receiver coach,